Hello everyone, I am Hamza, creator of Sky Harvest, which is an open world farming game set in the fantasy town of Magica. In the previous devlog, I showed how I made an immersive farming system where player can till the soil, plant some seeds, water them and wait for them to grow in order to harvest the produce. You can go ahead and watch the previous devlog if you haven't already. I mean, why haven't you watched it already, huh? After adding the farming system, player can now grow any crop anytime he wants. But let me tell you a secret. The thing is, the crops are useless, there's nothing much player can do after this point, and if I were to release the game right now, it will be going to shatter the record set by the game of the year the day before. So, as you guessed it already, it was about time to add the cooking system. So let's dive right into it. The very first thing I did was to create a simple prototype scene with just a player controller, camera and a floor to run around. If you are also making a huge game, I would recommend you to do the same. Now inside the scene, I started adding the graphics for the kitchen, which is going to serve as the foundation for our cooking system. This is going to be the place where player has to come every time he needs to cook a recipe. Once I was satisfied with the kitchen, I placed a Chef NPC with whom player has to interact in order to cook a recipe, and this is how it looked. After this, I added a collider needed for player script to interact and send messages to the kitchen script. After the collider, I added a separate camera for the Chef NPC which will be enabled whenever player interacts with the chef. Now after all of this, I added a few dialogues for the chef to make this interaction a bit more interesting. As you can see, here player is given two choices. If he decided to leave, it will simply end the interaction and camera focus goes back to the player. However, if player decides to cook, the camera moves to the cooking table where the actual cooking is going to take place in just a few moments. So it is time to finally start making UI for the cooking system. So guys, after spending one more week, I come up with this new UI system. It is much more compact and hold exact amount of data needed for the player. It is not too much and not too less, perfect for our needs. Now to demonstrate how it will going to look inside the game, I am unlocking two recipes, that is apple pie and chocolate pastry. As you can see, they have been now unlocked and added to recipe menu. They both look delicious. Before we proceed, I would like to make a request to you guys. I really want to work on this game full time, but I can't right now and I am in serious need of your help. I have started a Ko-fi page where you can buy me a nugget or anything else. Of course, it is completely optional, but if you do, it will ensure I will be able to finish the game by 2024. Besides that, the game is also on Steam for you to wishlist with a free demo for you to play. Thank you so much. Now moving forward, in the main scene I made an empty room which in-game is going to be the place inherited by player. This is going to be our very own cafe where we will entertain customers, and it is quite logical for player to have his kitchen inside this place. I quickly playtested to see how everything looks. Why not you guys comment down below what you think about it. This cooking system is almost complete. But there is always one last thing remaining. That is to add the recipe unlock notification. Guys, let me give you an example. As you can see in Zelda, this is how the player is made aware whenever he gets a new recipe. And similar notification is shown in games like Fae Farm whenever a new recipe is unlocked by the player. This is the recipe unlock notification, which is, I promise, the last remaining thing left to implement in this cooking system. So, as always, I started by making the UI. Also guys, I have decided that there will be 3 ways for player to unlock a recipe. First one is by completing a quest and in return a recipe will be awarded. Second way would be that a new recipe will be mentioned in newspaper on any random day. So, reading newspaper daily will highly increase the chance for player to unlock a new recipe. Third and last way would be to go and buy a dish from your rival cafe, and instead of eating it, player can give that to his chef and chef will reverse engineer the food and its recipe will be unlocked by the next day. Now it is time for the final showcase. Now I have just now completed a quest, and this is the gentleman who is going to give me a new recipe. I have just now unlocked a new recipe for apple pie. Yay! It seems I'm gonna need 3 apples to make this food. I do have 4 apples already, so I am good to go. Let's head to the kitchen and quickly make an apple pie. Let's hit the cook button and see what happens. So what happened was, we consumed 3 apples and made an apple pie. It looks yum. You know what else looks yum? When you hit the subscribe button. That's what really looks yum. So that's it guys, we have just finished the cooking system, and I really hope you enjoyed the devlog. If you have any questions or any feedback, feel free to comment them down below, and as always I will be responding to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you next time.